I am dark and you are light, you are blind as a bat, and I have sight. It's Steve Saylor and JJ talking movies, that's alright. Yeah.
We need to get like that animated. That'd be
you got
fun.
people? You got
Maybe.
people. Make it happen.
Reach out. Leave me a comment below.
Yes. So here we are. We're going to do our summer blockbuster preview.
Yes, of 2017.
Yep.
We actually, our very first video was our 2016 summer movie
That's
predictions.
Right. It's been a year.
Yeah, and so I actually looked it up to kind of see like how close we were to our predictions being correct.
Okay.
And we were both right and wrong at the same time.
I believe that.
Yeah, so I looked up. So we said that we were wrong about movies we thought were going to do well.
Okay.
I chose Suicide Squad, and you chose X-Men.
Right.
Now, as much as we both still liked it, it didn't do well.
Box office disappointments, criticals.
Right. Yeah. But we were right about movies that would bomb.
Yes.
We said Ghostbusters.
Yes.
And Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Horrible movies.
Yes.
So we're still winning. We're kind of winning.
We're half and half. We're
Yeah.
50-50.
I'll
So
take it.
I mean, hey, 50% on Rotten Tomatoes is still a decent sort of movie.
Well, all right. Sure.
So we're going to go through the list of all the movies that are coming out this summer.
Yeah.
And we're going to just kind of talk about them. We're going to choose some of our favorites that we're looking forward to each. And then we're going to kind of we'll just chat and see where the conversation goes.
It's a busy summer. There's a lot of
Yes.
movies on slate. It'll be tough to talk about all of them. Some of them we'll just have to kind of skirt past. But
Yes.
I'm definitely excited for this year. Some of my favorite directors are doing some big projects and coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And some of those superhero movies that I've been looking forward to and that we've all been looking forward to are also coming back. So go ahead.
So our first movie, which as of recording this comes out next week.
Yep.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Right.
That one I am so excited for.
Yeah, I think most people are very excited about this one based on the success of the first one. James Gunn is back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm kind of hoping for more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have high expectations. I expect that, exactly. Just more of the same sort of thing. And if that's all we get, I'm super fine with that because for most people, it's not like there's superheroes that are like Superman or Batman and these well-established superheroes. They do have a backstory and they do have a place in the Marvel universe. But I don't think people were invested in their story and the history of them. So it's fun. To me, they're almost like it's almost like an original story and they're almost like new characters. So.
For me, it was because I think that the first one was, in a way, a sleeper hit because no one kind of thought that movie was going to do well. It was a risk for Marvel to take, and they did really well with it. And I think with any other movie that does like surprisingly well, and then a sequel is announced, and then you're kind of excited for it. It's one of those you're not sure, like you're very trepidatious about, if that's even a word, I can't even remember.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Yeah, about the sequel. And it's like, is it going to be good or is it going to be more of the same? It's always a risk to do that when it comes to a critical success of the first film.
Yeah.
But I think with it being in Marvel's hands, it has a more chance of it being a success because of the other sequels that they've done have done really well. So,
however, one big flag that's gone up is that they may be relying too heavily on Groot, and we may fall into another Jar Jar Binks style trap where they're relying on one cute character or kind of a one-trick pony. The trailers haven't sold me at all. At all.
It's the first one sold me, and I think I saw the second one, but I'm like, I'm kind of good. I think they're really even doubling down also on Drax. Which kind of seems to be like they're pushing more of his comedic side, which could be good. But again, I mean, like it's a fine line to be able to make a good sequel that does as well as the first, but then also does stuff that's better than the first, which is always tricky. But we're excited to see it, and we'll have a review for that definitely coming out next week.
Right here, yeah. Next on my list would be Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot reprises her role in Wonder Woman's first standalone movie, directed by Patty Jenkins, who did Monster with Charlize Theron, an Academy Award-winning performance there. So I am looking forward. The acting in DC movies so far has not been very good. So here's a director who can direct actors. So I'm kind of hoping that this one will rise above and will take the DC franchise where it needs to be. Because so far it's just, as everyone knows, CGI heavy, not much on character development, very surface, and very lacking in heart. So I'm hoping that, for a number of reasons. One, I have a daughter, so I'm hoping that we'll have a great movie about a female superhero directed by a female that she can look up to, and I can take her to see it. And secondly, because I really, really want the DC movie franchise to do well. I want it to take that next level. I'm tired of it falling short of everybody's expectations, and I really want it to kind of take off.
Yeah, last year was kind of a pretty bad year for DC with Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad both not doing as well as expected.
I liked them both.
Yeah, we liked them both, but it was just it didn't blow us away as what we were hoping it to be.
Yeah.
And I think Wonder Woman is kind of like the hopefully third time's the charm.
Yeah.
And that will just sort of set it up for Justice League to kind of possibly hit it out of the park as well. So this year it will be a redemption year. If this does not do well, I mean DC is going to have to sort of go back to the drawing board.
Do some real rethinking.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. So I'm excited about that. King Arthur and the Legend of the Sword.
Yes.
This one I'm excited about because it's Guy Ritchie. I've always liked his stuff. His work on Sherlock Holmes was fantastic. I love Snatch. I love the Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Right.
And he does have a certain style that I enjoy watching on screen, and seeing him in sort of like this magic fantasy swords type movie with a legend that I love of King Arthur. Right. I'm excited to see where that goes. I just watched the trailer again before we recorded, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I hope this is good because I would love to see maybe even a sequel of it. Like, I would love to see more of the universe of King Arthur.
You're onto the sequel already?
Because I love King Arthur. Right. I am such a sucker for King Arthur, that legend. Right. Anytime that there's anything like that and Robin Hood are like the two British legends that I just love watching. So and also Guy Ritchie too. I will watch any Guy Ritchie movie.
I like Guy Ritchie. I liked Man from U.N.C.L.E. I thought it was really good. He's been hit or miss. The Sherlock Holmes movies, the first one was fine, and the second one was less than fine, in my opinion.
I think we disagree on that one.
Did we
I
disagree?
actually liked the first one. Yeah.
Okay. Charlie Hunnam, though, of Sons of Anarchy and Undeclared reference, I think will be really good. I think he's got a lot of appeal. The ladies really like him, and he fits the part as well, based on what I've seen in the trailers. Yep. So I think this is going to be one of the big sleeper hits of the summer. Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, directed by Luc Besson and starring Dane DeHaan and Cara Delevingne. I had to take notes here because Luc Besson is one of my favorite sci-fi directors. In that, The Fifth Element was one of my favorite movies. But then also, he's the man behind The Professional, or Leon, and Femme Nikita, French director. Yep. But I really like this kid, Dane DeHaan, who was in the movie Chronicle, the one where the kids can fly and they gain these superpowers. He was the standout in that for me. So I'm really looking forward to this. And it's based off of a comic book, but it still seems like an original movie. If you liked the look and the feel of The Fifth Element, if you see the trailer, which may or may not be playing behind us right now, you will see that this has a very utopian sort of sci-fi feel about it. And that's what the movie's about, essentially. It's about these two special ops who are tasked with saving the universe, a utopian universe from a dark force, and I'm very, very excited about it. It's a young cast with a very seasoned director and a quote-unquote original script, and I think it'll be the sleeper hit of the year. Because
I'm excited, because he does sci-fi really well. Like, he develops his worlds really big, and the thing is I like about Valerian is that what maybe not a lot of people know is that essentially everything sci-fi that we grew up with in the 70s and 80s and 90s all took elements of Valerian from it. So basically, the inspiration for Star Wars, a big part of that was Valerian. So this is kind of like original sci-fi at its finest. So I'm hoping that it does well. It looks good, and I hope I will need a multi-pass in order to be able to see this movie. Sorry, that was a bad joke. My next movie is Atomic Blonde. This is one that kind of snuck in the summer that I was not expecting, but based on the trailers, it looks really good. It kind of has like it stars Charlize Theron as an MI6 agent in the Cold War.
Right.
It has to go to Berlin in order to be able to find a missing agent, and apparently I guess a list of other agents that kind of. So it's like this Cold War sort of like spy thriller, but it just like it has this action to it that looks pretty cool. So it's like it seems like it's like a Jason Bourne. Meets
John Wick.
John Wick, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, so I think the two of them, it looks pretty good. I'm hoping it's going to be good. Again, trailers alone, obviously doesn't sell the movie as far as how good it or bad it can be.
Very sexy. The trailers, super sexy. I mean, if you're a fan of Charlize Theron, you're going to run out and see it. She looks dynamite in it.
Yep.
This was kind of off my radar. I didn't hear about this. I didn't do anything. But your assessment's pretty bang on.
Yeah, I hope it's as good as John Wick, and it has kind of like the realism of a Jason Bourne. Yeah.
Jumping back to comic book movies, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yep.
Of course, with Tom Holland reprising his role as Spider-Man. Of course, we originally saw him in the last Avengers movie. This now will be the Spider-Man movie that attaches itself to the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe.
With RDJ.
Yeah. Which I'm looking forward to it. Only in that how it connects to the universe that we've invested in over the past 10 years. Spider-Man at this point, it's like another Spider-Man movie. There's been so many, and I remember, and that's sad for me because when Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man and back in that original trilogy of Spider-Man movies, I was so amped and I was so excited, and then I just feel like it became this cash money grab, and it was all about flooding the movies with as much stuff and as much story and as much bad guys, and it took away from the joy of it for me. So I'm hoping that this movie will bring the joy of Spider-Man back to me, and it'll be fun. Him teaming up with Iron Man, at least in the trailer, seems like a lot of fun. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is always a sure bet.
Yeah, I think this is will be definitely a return to form for Spider-Man, at least as far as the comic book side of things. I agree with you. Tobey Maguire was really good. Andrew Garfield was okay, but it was sad that the movie surrounding him was not great. And I mean, this is the third reboot of Spider-Man we've had in the past decade and a half. So it's obviously it comes with trepidation. Yep. To use that word again. But yeah, I don't know if maybe I'm just sort of feeling the same as you, kind of like the Marvel fatigue. This is I think they've come out with 22 movies in this universe, and that's a lot. And some I would say, I mean, here's the thing: the majority of them are good. Yeah. And some of them are great. But then there are some that just I just don't really care for.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I didn't love.
And Doctor Strange, again, it was good. I liked it, but
forget about it. How forgettable? How often have you thought about Doctor Strange?
Just the end. The ending was probably the part I remember the most.
Right.
But so I don't know.
This may be a make or break summer for Marvel. I mean, depending on how these two movies, Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man: Homecoming, and then later on in October, November when Thor comes out. Although Thor looks really great.
That one I never thought I would be excited for. Thor 3.
That's for fall though. That's in our fall movie, so we're gonna pump the brakes on that one. That's why we're not really mentioning it. But this will be a make or break summer for Marvel. I think this will determine whether they can get over the Marvel fatigue, if that is in fact actually a thing, or whether it'll establish whether it's not a thing at all, and everyone just wants more of what we've been doing. So we shall see.
And those are the movies that kind of we are excited about. There's definitely a lot of others that we didn't really touch on that we're okay with, and we're excited about. But we're just there's a lot that's coming out this summer.
These are the ones we feel everyone's going to rush out to see. Will be the blockbusters.
There's not a lot of sort of tentpole movies this summer, because last summer was pretty poor when it came to sort of big movies. I think the biggest movie was probably Civil War. Yeah. And it just, everything was the high expectations, but didn't really deliver. This year, there's at least a few tentpole movies that we can look forward to. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll be jumping in on those reviews as the summer continues. So,
very cool.
All right, so thank you. If you actually are excited for any specific movie, leave a comment down below and tell us what you think, what you like, what you dislike, what movies you are excited for, movies you think are going to be bombs. Let us know in the comments below. Yeah. So JJ, where can we be able to find you online and on air?
On air, you can find me weekday mornings on 93.5 The Move, playing all the best throwbacks with my partner Blake Carter, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every single weekday morning. And on social media, find me on Instagram and Twitter at TorontoJJ.
Perfect. And you can be able to follow me along here on this YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button. Would really appreciate it. And also give this video a like if you liked it. So, all right, that's it. As always, we remain obediently yours.